Hey guys, thank you for joining. I'm just going to see if we can get a few more on before I do the introductions. Thanks for your hearts already, I appreciate it. Okay, we've got a few people. Hey, thanks you guys so much for joining. I'm Christine with Sunny Bunny Gardens, and this is Soapy Saturday, where I do soap cutting and soap stamping of the soaps that I made yesterday. So I also, of course, have my coffee and vegan donuts. Hopefully you guys brought your coffee and donuts or cookies or whatever, but I had to run out and get the donuts myself this morning. Normally Lewis, my husband, does it, but he's not feeling good. So he said, he woke up this morning and said, "You're gonna need to go get the donuts yourself today." And I'm like, okay. So I went and got the donuts myself, and then as I was going and as I was driving there, I was like, oh my God, I have not been out of the house since before 4th of July weekend. Because when I started like driving away, I'm like, God, I haven't driven. I feel like I haven't driven in like forever. And even then I didn't drive because my husband always does the driving. So I think that was the first time I've been out of the house in possibly over 2 weeks. Oh my God, is that like just crazy? That's crazy that I have not been out of my house in over 2 weeks, except for now just to go get donuts. I sound like and feel kind of like a hermit. But it is what it is. I work from home, so I don't get out, and my husband does all of the shopping and most of the the little running arounds and all that kind of stuff. So, but it was weird to drive. It felt actually kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm driving. I haven't done it in so long. So anyways, I haven't had anything to eat yet this morning, so I am totally going to munch down on my donut and have a sip of coffee. I haven't had anything. Mm. Banana caramel. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. The salted caramel and the banana caramel are my two favorite vegan donuts from Donut Bar. It's so amazing. So amazing. So thank you guys so much for coming this morning. It just makes me happy. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put a little bit of music on in the background. Darn it. Oh well. Oh well. I guess I still could though, huh? If you were live with me on Thursday night, I did a live where I was just packing a few orders and doing some sample cutting and stuff, like making my little samples. And Instagram turned me off 4 times because of the music in the background. TikTok, man, TikTok's awesome. You don't have to turn your music down. I had it going. We were playing. We're saying we, us, all of us, were listening to disco and dance music. I had a couple beers. It was so fun. It was just a really good time. I think we were live for like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It was crazy Thursday. It was so much fun. So I'm really gonna try to make that a weekly thing now, so that it'll be Soapy Saturdays. So Saturday mornings at 10, as you know, you're here right now, for soap cutting and stamping. And then Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to be like fulfilling orders, and then any other just kind of like miscellaneous stuff that maybe I need to do in the shop, and do it live with you guys. That way we can kind of chat about whatever you guys want to talk about, whether it be soap or skincare or I don't know, whatever the topic of the day is, or maybe not, I don't know, it depends on what the topic of the day is. But it was just a lot of fun. I was having so much fun just like dancing around. I couldn't help myself. I hadn't listened to disco in years, and it was just every single song was just like the best disco song ever. And so I think everybody was just kind of up dancing around and having a good time. So we had so much fun. And not only that, you guys, you know what else was really amazing about Thursday was I put like a little goal on myself. I said, you know, it would be really awesome if I got 5,000 likes in my live. And we hit 5,000 likes within like the first 30 minutes. I couldn't believe that. By the time I was done, we got almost 20,000, almost 20,000 when my goal was 5. So, oh my God, that was so amazing. Are you the same age as my mom? Well, I don't know. I don't know how old your mom is. So let me know how old your mom is. Are you trying to tell me that I look old? And if so, oh well, I am older. So anyways, that caught me off guard. Not being weird, just a compliment. Great eyes, they look kind. Thanks. Thank you. So I kind of want to put a little bit of music on. So anyways, so do me a favor, you guys, because you know, hey, I'm just trying to build up my audience and everything on both platforms. So any kind of likes, shares, follows, all that kind of stuff, I got to throw it out there and beg and plead and all that kind of stuff to show me some love, because I love doing this and I really would like to be able to share it with other people and have fun with other people. So please, it sounds like that was fun and that you missed it. Yes, it was a lot of fun. So I think that's why I'm going to try to do it on Thursdays, so that it can be something, you know, to kind of put in your calendar. And when you're just kind of maybe chilling out after work or whatever and having your, you know, little toddy or glass of wine or whatever, you can, you know, just hang out with me and we'll just, you know, talk about shit. I don't know, whatever. But am I a teacher? No, I'm not a teacher. I'm actually a very, very bad person. I don't teach things well. Just being honest. All right, let's get some tunes on though, okay, you guys? I totally forgot to do that. So let me grab my laptop real quick. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. That's the problem. I know. Okay, you know what my excuse is? My excuse is that because I had to run out for donuts, that kind of screwed up my setup. And so then I forgot to do something. My first cup of coffee today, my first cup of, let's try that again. My first cup of coffee for the day. Now I was able to say it. So yeah, I feel like my brain isn't quite like functioning, working. Come on, laptop, turn on. And so then I forgot to put the music on. Go away. I don't want to look at you right now. No. Go away. Go away. I hate pop-ups. Let me just do this. What do we feel like listening to? It'll just be like low in the background. On Saturday mornings, I don't play music too loud. But what do we feel like listening to? Does anybody have okay. I'm glad that you love eating animals. I don't, so that's why I'm vegan. If you guys have like a type of music that you want to listen to, let me know. If you totally don't care, I think I'm going to do what? What do I feel like? What should we do? Should we just do like how about 80s pop? Would 80s pop be kind of fun? Can't hear. Wow, there's some conversations going on that I'm like completely lost and I'm oblivious. Don't know what they're talking about. Oh well, but hey, that's what happens. All right, let me get my thing going. Let me get my speaker going. Let me ping it. Do you hear me, speaker? Do you know what you're supposed to be connecting to? Come on, connect. Come on. It's searching. It's searching. Why aren't you finding? Come on. There we go. Okay, well, but if music like this comes on, I may have to turn it up. Is it too loud, you guys? Is it still cool? I don't think that's too loud, right? Is it perfect? Cool. No, I don't miss having cheeseburgers because I eat cheeseburgers all the time. They're just vegan. Maybe ZZ Top. Okay, I love Joan Jett. Yeah, so we'll do 80s for a bit, and I don't know if this playlist does much ZZ Top, but I do have a blues playlist that I absolutely love, Nicole, and it plays tons of ZZ Top. So maybe maybe what we'll do is like we'll do 80s while I cut, and then we'll do blues when I stamp. How's that sound? Because I think actually that would be good. I love ZZ Top. I totally dig them. So, should we do some work? They'll leave this lady alone, but no, that's cool. I totally don't take offense. I'm very open with my veganism, and I don't try to push it on people. I try very hard not to judge. Everybody, obviously does what they want to do. I don't eat meat because I don't want to eat animals. But everybody, does what they want. I guess, the only thing that I'll ever say is if anybody is interested in some of the reasons why I don't eat meat, I'm more than happy to tell you. But I'm not a preacher. I'm not one of those type. I mean, I'm not like that. So it's just, it's my choice of what I want to do. And that's how I run my business as well, is, no, I don't eat anything that was alive. I don't eat anything that could breathe, or I don't eat fish. I don't eat anything with legs. I mean, I eat anything that comes from plants, and that's it. And yet I still have a complete full diet. And I don't, cheese, I'll be honest, as a vegan, cheese was the worst and hardest thing to give up, was cheese, with like real cheese. Because vegan cheese still hasn't, even though it's come a long way over even just the very recent years, it's come a long way, but it still isn't the same. But like cheese on pizza, like that kind of cheese, but cheese, on a burger or whatever, vegan cheese is totally fine, but that's probably the only thing that I would say, do you ever still miss anything? And that would probably be it. I don't miss anything about meat or anything else. Would you like to hear your opinion and learn from, I would like to hear okay. He's been vegan on and off. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that, have tried it and maybe it wasn't for them. I mean, if somebody says that their body doesn't work well with it, then you got to listen to your body. I totally get that. I'm very I can be really, really sensitive to what I eat. So it was actually better for me not to eat meat. I used to get sick a lot. I mean, like, yucky stomach sick stuff back when I was a meat eater, and never really correlated it with meat or dairy at the time until I first went vegetarian. And then I started noticing that I wasn't getting as sick as I used to. But then when I went vegan, it really got a lot better. Do I still have some issues? Do I still have some sensitivities? Yes. I'm sensitive to wheat. I'm sensitive to corn. I'm sensitive to coffee. But I'm dealing with that. I can deal with that as a vegan without being a problem. Yeah, if you get stomach sick all the time, you definitely probably want to think about what, your body's telling you something. Your body's maybe telling you that, but, so, I chose to become vegetarian when I watched a documentary. And it was a Greenpeace, I think it was a Greenpeace documentary years and years ago. This was back in, I went vegetarian in 2005. I think it was 2005. And I just saw a documentary about McDonald's. Didn't think it was going to be anything that was going to change my life. I saw a documentary about McDonald's, and I saw how McDonald's, in order to save money and to save money on their chicken products, they started buying chicken farms, chicken farms. And it was an undercover video of a freaking conveyor belt of baby chicks that were the males that were useless to them. And so the conveyor belt that just went along and then dropped into a grinder. So they literally, the chicks were just dropping into a grinder and being ground up live. That's all it took for me to become vegetarian. I cried so hard. I was so devastated, and I've never been to McDonald's since. So I left McDonald's and I went vegetarian after just seeing that one scene. I'll still never forget it, and it traumatized me, and then really started to make me think. I'm in California. Really started to make me think about what is going on in the meat industry. And so watch any documentary about what really happens in the meat industry, and it is devastating. It is incredibly cruel. It isn't like how it used to be, going out and hunting and killing and eating and consuming the animal that you killed yourself. And granted, what's a humane way to die? That's a hard question, but that's completely different than what happens in big ag, in big farming. And so I don't want to, make this live all about that, but if that's why I went vegan, was basically for the animals. I don't want to put my body through that, their body through that, and I definitely don't want to give money to those companies that are doing that to animals. So, but I am more than happy to ever talk in more detail with anybody that is curious about that transition. For me, it was fairly easy. Once I just, like I said, I just think about the animals, and then all of a sudden I don't want products made from them. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jones Pang. I appreciate that. So I think I'm going to take one more bite of my donut so that at least I can have a little bit more something in my stomach. No cut, but no sippy sip. All right, now hopefully I'll be able to get these gloves on, because it's already hot out here and I'm already getting bad feelings because my hands swell in the heat. Oh, you're welcome. See, look. But I didn't want to eat my donut with, now I can't get my gloves on, my hands have swelled up. Look at that, now I just broke it. Okay, well, I guess it's another Saturday of not being able to wear gloves. I think that happened last Saturday too, right, you guys? Hold on. I forgot my cheat sheet. So if you're new to my lives, I'm trying to remember people's names. Hey Luz, you have some questions about coffee essential oil? You can ask me, hopefully I'll know. Oh, so anyways, love to know people's names so that I can be calling you your name instead of your handle. So let me also get to work, right? So yesterday I made soap. It was Friday. That's what I do. I make soap on Fridays. Is this getting a little too loud? Hold on. I feel now like I'm having to yell a little bit. So yesterday I do 16 loaves. That's normally the amount of soap that I make is 16 loaves. So I made 8 loaves of Orchard Peach restock, but then I had to split it up the other 8 for 2 different scents because I needed to restock sandalwood. And sandalwood I make with impression mats, and I only have enough impression mats for that bar for 4 molds. So I did 4, and then I did a restock of the hemp and aloe. So we have 3 scents to cut and stamp today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the Orchard Peach done. So we'll do that first because, oh wait, you know what? No, I shouldn't do Orchard Peach first because this is gonna make a mess. Oh, I see, I should have flipped this out. I should have done the other two, but screw it. I'll just clean up afterwards. Screw it. Because see, these are gonna make a little bit of a mess, but I'll just have to clean it up before I do the other ones. Is my phone not letting you see my soap very well? Hold on, I'm gonna just move them down. What's your favorite vegan protein source? Oh God, a lot of things. We eat a lot of beans, and like quinoa, we eat a lot of that. And we eat a lot of, hold on. Sorry. We do eat a lot of like vegan, what do you want to call it? Vegan, like almost like pre-made meats, like, you know, like Beyond Burgers, that kind of stuff. Hey Brandy, thank you so much for coming on. That are made with, you know, soy. Thankfully, I don't have a soy sensitivity because I do know that we eat a lot of soy. You know, tofu, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we eat. And then I do, the only like supplement, I should say this, I do take a protein supplement in my protein shakes that I do in the morning just to make sure that I'm getting enough. And then I do take a B12 supplement. So those are like the only two things that I do just to make sure that I'm not lacking in anything. And, you know, I go to the doctor and everything, you know, everything is fine, you know, with me, meaning that I'm not like deficient in anything. So, because, you know, but I do obviously need to watch that, and I do. So, okay, so here's the Orchard Peach. I completely forgot the last time I made the Orchard Peach, that I did have to change brands of essential or fragrance oil for this one, and it totally accelerated the last time I made it, and I freaking forgot to put a note in my recipe about that, which is such a stupid thing to do. And so I went and, you know, had my, you know, big giant bowls to do an 8 mold pour, and it just started accelerating. If you're a soaper, you know what accelerating means. And next thing I knew, I'm trying to get 8 molds filled with soap that was starting to like firm up like super fast. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. I totally forgot that this fragrance oil accelerates. And I needed to hand stir it instead of stick blending. But thankfully, it looks like it came out fine. I'm hoping that there won't be too many air pockets in it, but we'll see once I start cutting. But yeah, that was like a bummer. So then as soon as I was done, I went over to my recipe and, you know, wrote, do not stick blend, you know, so that I don't make that mistake. Again, is that a candle? No, this is soap. I'm sorry, I need to be repeating that, and I just keep forgetting that I need to repeat that. I make soap. So what I'm doing is unmolding my loaves right now that I made yesterday. So there'll be 16 loaves. So when I pour, they go into 5-pound molds, and they're silicone molds, so they're pretty easy to pop out. And then once I get them unmolded, then I'll bring the cutter out and we'll start cutting. Yeah, I see like the end of this one, can you kind of see how you could see that I was having to like smash it in there because it was already getting really firm. And that's never a happy time for a soaper, is acceleration. With coffee, and it traced so fast. Yeah, there are certain essential oils and certain fragrance oils that have a tendency to accelerate in soap making. And sometimes you'll know ahead of time, like when you go to buy it, you know, maybe in the description or even in the reviews, you might get a hint or somebody say like, hey, this accelerates or whatever, you need to be careful. But other times you won't know. Certain essential oils are known for acceleration. Usually your spicy or hot scents like cinnamon and clove. Birch does it, thyme does it. Those are ones that you have to be so careful with. And then fragrance oils, totally. I would say so many fragrance oils I've come across have a tendency to accelerate, or at least just trace quicker. So you have to be, you know, kind of quick and careful with it. So I try to make notes of that in all of my recipes. But this, like I said, I found a different vendor for this particular scent, and you know, because it was a better price, and I thought it smelled better anyways. And so this was only the second time, and I forgot to make my notes. So anyways, you got Columbia coffee oil. Oh my gosh. I have no idea if that's real. It's coffee oil? Hi. Yeah, he's sick in bed right now today. Yeah. What is it in regards to? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing a live right now. But yeah, if you I'll be on for hours. So if you want to, do you have something, or here, hold on, you guys.
Sorry.
That's okay. Here, come around and do that, write that, and then I'll give it to you. Yeah, he's not feeling well. He's actually sick in bed today. I don't know what happened, but okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So does coffee essential oil exist? Yes, it does. But it's not something that I use. It's incredibly expensive. It's one of those things to where I instead get a fragrance oil for my coffee soap because it's so expensive. It's like rose. Rose essential oil is super expensive. And so those are ones that I use other oils to try to emulate that scent. Like for rose, I use geranium. And instead, it's also an expensive essential oil, but not as expensive as rose. So, you know, sometimes depending on what you're wanting to do with your soaps, if you're like, oh, I only want to do essential oils, which I totally get, then just be prepared that some are going to just be really expensive if you're wanting to do them, But I don't do too many fragrance oils. I do, I would say probably 85% is all essential oils in my soap line, or in my entire line, I should say. But yeah, this got a little chunky on the sides. Yeah, so Sarah, so on Thursday, yeah, I would love to see if we can do 5,000 likes this morning. Because on Thursday, which was nighttime, so I figured that, 5,000 would probably be, not a ridiculous amount to get. I thought, hey, that might be an okay goal. Got almost 20,000, so that was crazy. Now, Saturday mornings, I don't always have as many people joining, so I don't know. So I just kind of put myself at a goal of 5,000. So I don't know, you guys. Let's see what we can do with the likes. So yeah, if you want to, throw me some likes, throw me some shares, definitely follow. I would really appreciate it, because yeah, I'm definitely trying to, build, build my base with, and make, some friends and stuff, and and talk about, soap and skincare, and I don't know, maybe even, veganism, like we kind of talked about that a bit. So let's do it. I mean, I would love to. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much for your hearts, and good morning, Moon Glow. Oh yes, we can see some chunkiness on the ends here, especially. See, that's I don't like seeing that. That means I did not have a smooth pour. And I like having smooth pours. I did not have a smooth pour yesterday with this batch, but it still smells amazing. It's still gonna feel amazing. There's nothing gonna be wrong with it. It's just that I think those ends are gonna be pretty wonky looking. Hi, Marlene. Okay, hey, do I have you down on my list? Moon Glow, so I can remember your name. Moon Glow, Moon. I'm writing it down so I can try to remember for next time. Is Marlene. I knew a Marlene when I was a kid. She was the older sister of like one of my best friends. Isn't that funny how sometimes names just all of a sudden take you back into... And this was ages ago. I have no idea where they're at in their lives. That was back when I lived in Missouri. So, where is everybody watching from today? I would love to know. I would think, did somebody say Columbia? Or no, that was, we were talking about coffee. But yeah, let me know where Hope, it was, oh, of course, oh, definitely, Philadelphia, all right. We're actually contemplating retiring in Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania, I shouldn't say Philadelphia, Pennsylvania or like Vermont or upstate New York. Kind of, really starting to think about where we want to retire. From the Faroe Islands, I am like so dumb, I don't know where that is. That sounds amazing though. Faroe Islands, is that up in like the Nova Scotia area? Where is that? Please tell me. Why is that? It sounds familiar. I know I've heard it. Brooklyn, yes, Brooklyn. Hawaii, all right. Nice. Oh, I gotta know where far. Oh, God, I feel so stupid. It's between, oh, see, I was so wrong. I mean, well, at least it's a cold area. I was a little close. Okay. Oh, man, between Iceland and Norway? Wow. I bet it's incredibly beautiful. I bet it's just beautiful. I like the cold. I like the cold. Nebraska. I used to live there. I lived in Omaha for a while when I was a kid. We moved around a bit when I was a kid, so I've lived in several states. Oh yeah, I've lived, where have I lived? Okay, so I was born in California. Parents divorced. Mom remarried to a truck driver. And so we moved around. So I lived in, how many places in Missouri? So I lived in three different places in Missouri. I'll just say two. Two places in Missouri. Lived in Illinois, lived in Wisconsin. I gotta close my eyes and think and remember. Lived in Nebraska and lived in Florida. And then came back to California when I was a teenager. So, and have been here since, but do plan on not retiring in California though. So that's why we're thinking of somewhere colder. It's so freaking hot and dry here. But you're in Sweden now. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh man, we went to Lincoln, Nebraska, right? Yeah, Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah, I know, I've been there. Hot and humid out there. Love watching. You're in Seattle, Washington. cloudy. It's yeah. I've been to Seattle. Oh my God! I remember when, our first impression when went to Seattle was we were just like looking around, going, everything's so green. Like we literally were like this, like we couldn't. We were looking around, going, everything's so green. How is this possible? How is everything was so lush and just everything was moist and it was, yes, I said moist. I know that might trigger some people, sorry, moist. It was so beautiful. I don't know if I would personally be able to handle all the cloud cover though. I mean, I do like the sun. I just don't like the heat, all the heat that comes from it though. Like here, where it's like, oh yay, one cloud, you know. But and then the other thing I noticed in Seattle was, yeah, Northern California is awesome. I just wish it wasn't so expensive, or we probably would just retire there. The other thing we noticed in Seattle was the rust. So much rust on vehicles that we were like, oh, that must suck, like having to deal with that. And I don't know if it's just because of the rain or what, but we've never seen so many vehicles with rust on it. So we figured that it must be something to do with the weather, you know? But so that was like the things that I remember from Seattle. I know, that's like crazy. That's what I took away from it. Okay, just want to make sure I'm caught up on everything. All right, you guys, let me clear my little mess that I just made with all this, and let me grab my soap cutter. And I think I need two things. I just need to rehydrate a little bit. I need to stuff my face with a little piece of donut. A little bit of coffee. Come on now. Sacramento. I've never been to Sacramento. I think the highest, we've been to Frisco, loved it. So expensive, it's ridiculous though, but did love it. Santa Cruz, you know, been up that way too. Santa Barbara, really like Santa Barbara. In fact, I'd love to take the Amtrak back up there someday. With the rust, the weather can be hard. Glad you enjoyed the greenery. Oh my God, it was amazing. Can you tell us how you got started making soap? Did you take any formal classes? Hey, Kentucky. No, I didn't. Did I? I already made 5,000 likes. Oh my God, you guys. How amazing are you? Well, then you know what? I'm just going to say screw it. If we were able to do 20,000 on Thursday, then that's my new goal. It's 20,000. Let's do it. We'll do 20,000 and then maybe next week I'll up it from 20,000. You are so awesome to even catch that. I wasn't even paying attention anymore. Thank you so much for your likes and hearts and all that. Follows and shares and all that kind of good stuff. It helps me out like you have no idea. Thank you so much. So going back to the question, no, I never took any formal classes, but I read, and I watched. So I would say if you're looking into making soap, what's today's donut? It is banana caramel. So good, so good. Go to YouTube. Go to the Soap Queen's tutorials. She has amazing tutorials. She's the owner of Brambleberry, so check out her how-to learning. She has her Soap Queen 101, so which takes you like down to like the very first steps. The first steps is basically taking like safety care, all the way up to like advanced. Then get some books. If you want some recommendations, I can give you some recommendations. I also highly suggest joining all kinds of soap making Facebook groups. There's tons of them out there. Go with the ones that have like the high amount of followers, and throw out any questions you have, and you will find your answer. And then peruse all of everybody else's questions and problems and troubleshooting and all that kind of stuff. Really kind of educate yourself on how to do it, and you don't necessarily need to pay somebody to teach you. You can do it on your own. Jerica Zimmerman is also another awesome soap maker, and even Wouldn't Know Him. Oh, I love Wouldn't Know Him. Yeah, she's a great, I don't know her name, but I love watching her on Instagram. She makes amazingly beautiful soaps. There's tons of people on Instagram. There's people on TikTok. They're everywhere. And I think, just by watching tutorials on YouTube, I think really helps to kind of see that hands-on, so that you can start to really understand like what things look like in the different processes of when you're making it. Because just reading it can be a little hard to understand, like when you're starting to describing like what trace is and things like that. If you don't see it, it's harder to really grasp what it is. And you're also not going to completely grasp it until you're actually doing it. So try it. Maybe even get a kit or something. That's what I did for my first cold process soap making, was get a kit to first see if I liked it, to first make sure I didn't blow myself up or burn my house down. And of course, none of those awful things that you're scared of are going to happen. But if you already know like all the steps, if you already know like what you're supposed to be doing, and oh my God, the other piece of advice I could give to any new soap maker is make sure you have your notes in your recipe right there when you're doing it. Don't go off of just memory when you're first starting out. Like, step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this, so that you don't forget anything. And make sure that you line everything up in a very organized way. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people post on like soap Facebook groups that say, oh, I don't understand why, my soap didn't come to trace, but then lo and behold, I forgot to add such and such oil. Well, put everything in a row, put everything out so that you know that you've done it, and I do that to this day. I put everything, this ingredient, and this ingredient, and this ingredient, and this ingredient, and this, and it's then an assembly line. So I need to add this, I need to add this, I need to add this, so I'm never going to forget anything. I don't have it all freaking all over the place. I'm not grabbing this and grabbing, no, it's all out in front of me. So I make sure that this is next, and then I add this, and this, and this, and everything is in steps. A through Z, and I never go this way. It's always A, then B, then C, then D, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, almost forget fragrances. I see that all the time. People say, oh, I made this, but I forgot to put the fragrance in. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, get your stuff out. Get it all out so that you're not, and then as you're putting it away, then yes, I did this because I'm putting this away, and I added that. Yes, I'm putting, so you're just going boom, boom, boom. And then as you start getting bigger and you're doing, larger amounts, that process may change a bit, but it's going to you're still going to basically have the same process. Like I have the same exact process that I do for 16 molds that I did for 1 mold. It's just, it's now on a bigger scale, and I, do things just a tiny bit different in the same order, but I just break it up differently because I'm doing it for 16. So hopefully that kind of helps any of you newbies out a little bit. So okay, let's get my cutter out. Can you see this? I don't know. I think I put my phones too close. Let me just push you guys back just a little bit. Are we gonna push? Why aren't you going back? Come on now. That way you can kind of see. Oh, good. Okay, so yeah, we decided to do some just like 80s pop while I am cutting. And then we're gonna change it to more of like blues with ZZ Top and stuff for when I'm cutting. So that's the plan for today's music. So hopefully will be happy with that. Okay. Oh, where did these petals come from? They must have came from somewhere. I still have some straw flower petals from last week that are falling over. I don't know where they came from. So, oh, never mind. Okay, already read that. Just making sure that I'm not forgetting anybody. Okay, are we ready? We're ready to cut? We're ready to go. Okay, so on this bar, I do have some botanical, well, these aren't actually botanicals, I should say toppers. I have Himalayan salt and poppy seeds. So since they're on this side, I'm gonna put that side on the bottom. So I'm actually gonna be cutting from the side to try to help not have as much drag. And I will show you in a minute. For you soapers who already know this, just ignore what I'm gonna say, but I'm just doing this for people that don't know what they're looking at. Hold on, because my soap this was not a smooth pour, I just have a little bit of cleanup that I need to do on this. I hate that because then this is like wasted soap. I hate not having smooth pores. And I don't mean pores on my skin, I mean pouring the batter. Yeah, it's okay. All right, good. We didn't get any voids. At least so far, so good. So the Orchard Peaches is just a nice, really soft, peachy color. And, oh God. If you like juicy, peachy scents, this is really, really yummy. So you could want to eat this bar. It's so yummy. But so basically, going back to drag, I didn't get any drag, so which is a good thing. I don't want drag. But basically, you guys, when you have any kind of toppers on your soap, and when I'm not a good teacher. But thank you for saying that. When you have any kind of toppers, whether it be botanicals, or salt, whatever, you got anything on the top, when that wire comes down, or a knife if you're hand cutting, when it comes down, if you're cutting it like this way, it can grab a topper and actually pull it into the soap, and then that's called drag. That's called dragging, and it can then kind of leave like an indention, like if I were to stick my nail in there, that I don't have nails, but if I were to stick that down there, that's called drag. And so we want to try to keep, the face of the bars as pretty as possible, right? So we don't want drag. And the way to try to not have that happen is, instead of cutting this way, you then put it on its side, and then make sure that the topper is at the very bottom, so there's less likelihood of a drag mark pulling through. Now, if you have a bar like, let's see, let me go grab something real quick so I can show you. So if you have a bar like my Summer Nights bar, it has toppers along the entire top. So no matter what, I'm going to get some drag most likely, but even I still cut on the side. And you'll see here, I did get, you see, a little bit of drag still, a little bit of drag. But, I try my best to, not get too much drag. But, hey, it's a drag to have drag. Oh, I just made that up. I'm such a dork. And now I learned with you. Good, I'm glad. Good, glad that you learned something. That's what I'm hoping for, to help anybody out, because these are like the little things that you don't always know to do when you're first starting out, right? You don't always know these little insider tips and tricks and stuff like that. Well, at least somebody laughed at me good. Laughed at my dorkiness. That's okay. I'm the first to admit my dorkiness, and it does seem like my dorkiness is getting heavier. I'm becoming a heavier dork. I don't know. As I get older, I don't know why. Maybe because now I don't care. I'm not at an age anymore that I care what people think. Wouldn't it be nice to be young and think that way? Oh my goodness. I wonder what a different person I may have turned out to be if I didn't care what people thought when I was younger. But that's a hard one. When you're young, you always kind of care what people think, right? No, I know, laughed with me. No, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not trying, my feelings aren't hurt, not at all. Okay. So, yeah, I need to just do a little bit of cleanup. I am a dork. My husband even tells me I'm a dork. But I'm totally fine with that. I got it. Nothing wrong with dorks. I mean, I don't know. My husband and I sometimes, say, we're just like goofy bastards. That's just what we are. We're just like goofy bastards. Nothing wrong with that. Being a goofy bastard. Okay. Yeah, some of these ends are definitely a little chunky. But like I said, overall they came out fine. Even though I was sweating bullets and where you're just like, oh shit, and you're just like scooping, boom, boom, just and throwing it hard into the mold to make sure it, and my arms were sore. I mean, it was a workout to get 8 loaves. So I didn't even do dishes last night. I'm not even, I'll tell you that later. So, I had my big bowls, right? And I had 2 of them to do the 8. And it's like they both were accelerating at the same time. So I had 2 big bowls with 8 molds to fill at one time, and it's accelerating. And so I am like going, oh shit. So I'm just scooping and as fast as I can, just going back and forth. And then you're literally getting the spoon out and just hitting it and chopping it in there and smashing, and then trying to even get a halfway decent design on top was interesting. And let's just say, it was definitely rated R. My comments were definitely rated R yesterday. But how many loaves do I make at a time? 16. So I do 16 loaves a week, and I split that up between 2 cents, so 8 and 8. But yesterday I split it up between 3 cents because one of the scents that I needed to restock, the sandalwood, has an impression mat, and I only have enough impression mats these impression mats for 4 loaves. God, I hate it. I'm sorry. Coffee sometimes makes me burp. Sorry. And so because of that, I was like, okay, so I'll then do 4 sandalwood, and then I just did a small restock of the hemp and aloe, so I did then 4, and then 8 of the orchard, the orchard peach. But normally it would have just been 2 cents, 8 and 8. And then depending on the recipe, depending on the scent, then depends on whether I pour 8 molds at a time, like what I did for the peach, or I'll split it up and do 4 and 4 of the same scent, just because of the, how do I want to say it? Like, all right, so for instance, if I'm like, okay, perfect example, the Floral Garden, right? Floral Garden is a 2-color, what I call a 2-color pour. But it's a 2-color pour, not a swirl. It's just 2 layers, right? So I have a layer of black and a layer of rose. So what I'll do is I will pour all 8 black at one time, right? And then get the design going of that first one. And then while that is setting up for a few minutes, I'm then working on the rose. And then I'll pour all 8 of the rose at the same time. So technically I'm pouring 8 at the same time, but it's being split up between the 2 colors. So then if it's something like, for instance, if it's a 2-color swirl, then most likely I'm going to then split up 4 loaves at a time and do 4 full loaves at once, and then 4 full loaves the second time, because doing swirls is just a little bit harder to do At least for me, I know that there's other soapers that can do it no problem, doing, 16 loaves all at once with swirls. I haven't, gotten to that comfort level yet of doing that. So again, depending on the style of the soap and depending on the recipe, because some recipes that do accelerate like super, super, super bad, I may even have to do like 2 loaves at a time. But I try not to do that because of just the time it takes. But I know the cedar with thyme basil, that one's a bitch. That one's a bitch. And if I'm feeling confident, I'll do 4 at a time. But sometimes if I'm not feeling confident that day, I may only do 2. So it'll be 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. But that's just so much more time consuming. And now that I'm, do some things like 8 at a time, I'm like, I want to get it done. And when it's freaking so hot out here too, I want to get it done and get back inside where it's cooler. So that's, all right, here we go. I opened the door this morning, and I'm hoping that at least it stays comfortable enough while I'm on live with you, just because it's just, the lighting is so much nicer with it being open. But it's going to be 100 degrees today, so it's already hot. I'm already sweating. And you'll probably be hearing me bitch about the weather, all summer long, and I can't help it. So I'm sorry, you guys that always, are so nice to come back to my lives, and I think almost every live I bitch about the weather. That's why I know that I can't live here for the rest of my life, because the weather just makes me bitch so much because it's so hot. I don't like it. I don't like this heat. I don't like it. It's not safe for my pets. My girl gets overheated when she's out. We have to watch her and make sure that she doesn't overheat herself. And, it's brutal. It's brutal. I'd much rather deal with cold. Much, much, much rather. I don't like doing this without gloves, but the soap's already made. I'm not going to get zapped or anything, but I don't like doing it. And I should have put my gloves on earlier when I was like even just inside, and I even thought about it too, and then I forgot. So, oh wow. Where are we at? We're at 6,000 likes. Come on, you guys. Goal is 20 now. Give me some hearts, please. Some hearts, some shares. And you know what I found out? Because I'm still learning. I'm totally still learning a lot about these lives and stuff, and learning like some little tricks that I guess, like this is a TikTok thing. So I guess, thank you guys, that you don't even necessarily have to actually go through the full share. You just can click like the little share button, and that'll still count as a share even if you just click it and then exit out of it. It's like, really? I guess that's cool, but why wouldn't they, I don't know, you would think that they would like figure that out. But so that's like, okay, well then you can ask for shares and you don't really have to. You don't have to actually share it. But I think I'm just more trying to, gain some followers and stuff. So that I can, meet more people and talk about this stuff. This is so much fun to me, and I love doing what I do, and I just want to, share that with people. There we go. I should probably show you guys. Because some of you, okay, don't be sorry. I'm sorry that you're folding clothes, but don't be sorry for not throwing a like out. Oh my goodness. I hate folding clothes. I hate it. That's like my job in the house. I do laundry. That's like my thing. But I don't complain about it, because my husband and I's deal is, he hates to do laundry, I hate to cook. So I said, well, I hate cooking so much, and plus I do feel that my husband's a better cook than I am. He's just way more creative cooking, as a cook than I am. Back when I was still a meat eater, I would say I was good. I was good at cooking with meat. Ugh. But once I went vegetarian and definitely vegan, my husband actually is so much more creative, and he can think of stuff and throw stuff together, and it'd be like absolutely delicious. And I would be like, I'm just the type of like, do you want to just do spaghetti? It's like I don't have a lot of creativity or stuff when it comes to food. So we made a deal. He does all the cooking, and that means then I'll do the dishes and laundry. So to me, that's how much I hate cooking, that I'm willing to take on 2 chores for the 1 chore. So, okay, yes, we did. We had a meeting. We had a full-on meeting about bringing back the apparel line. So, we're going to do it. We are going to do it. He is going to... So for you guys that don't know what I'm talking about right now, who likes folding clothes? I know, I don't. I don't like doing laundry or nothing like that. Thankfully though, I actually don't fold many of our clothes. I hang almost everything up because it's easier for me to see. I'm a little anal, and I don't like things being folded to where I then have to pick through things to see it. I want to see it all, and then I have my closet it's maybe overly organized. I don't know, but that's just how I am. So I have to see everything lined up like this. And you want to know even something even more OCD? When I have like just my t-shirts, like my around the house t-shirts and stuff or whatever, I make sure that I'm always pulling from this side, and then the clean clothes go behind, so that I'm always rotating like this. I don't know why. I just do. It's just like way overboard that I overthink how I'm going to be pulling my clothes. But anyways, is he great at folding clothes? Oh, my husband's not. No, and that's the other thing too. I don't like how he does laundry either. So that's why I was like, okay, I'll do laundry, even though I don't like doing it. I want it done in a certain way, and I do separate my clothes, and with linens and darks and lights and all that. I do like all of that, and he doesn't. He'll just throw all the shit together, just does it all. And I'm like, no, I can't do it like that. It just, I don't know. But so that's why it's like, for me, it is a happy trade-off to not have to cook. What's my sign? I'm an Aries. Are we twins? That's me. I'm an Aries, and I'm very, very much an Aries. Very much an Aries. So, yeah, I'm very, all of the negative things about Aries, I'm totally every single negative one, unfortunately. Opinionated, bossy, selfish, self-centered, all of those. Hey, I'm admitting it, right? You're March, so you're an Aries too? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I need more coffee. So I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about laundry, right? And cooking, right? Was I talking about something before that? I fucking forgot. Oh my God. I just start blabbing and then I forget what I'm even talking about. We're a trip. Yeah, Aries are a trip. We can be. And some are worse than others. Okay, so Brandy's on. She's a high school friend of mine. She's an Aries, but she's a super sweet Aries. I don't think she acts like an Aries. I had another girlfriend in high school that was also an Aries, and she was not a nice Aries. So I'll say that I think I'm a little bit in between. So for all those negatives about Aries, I'll say that I'm kind of like an in between Aries, So, but you know, but my husband's a Pisces, and so hi. Yeah, I'm a soap maker. I'm actually live right now, so I'm talking with a bunch of people right now. Yeah, yeah, it is cool. Yeah, it's all my soap. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. A live stream. Yeah, yeah. Well, now you have. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, thanks so much. Have a you too. Thank you. That's the bad thing about opening my door is solicitors. And I think he came by twice, I think, yesterday knocking on the door. And it's just like, dude, we have a no soliciting sign on our door. We don't answer the door because I don't like dealing with solicitors. Hi, random person. Oh, the t-shirt meeting. Thank you. Yes. The t-shirt meeting. So, okay, so you guys that don't know what we're talking about. So it wasn't this past Thursday. It was the previous Thursday. Yeah, right? The previous Thursday. I happen to be wearing one of my Sunny Bunny Gardens logo t-shirts that my husband had made for me a couple of years ago. And someone said, "Hey, how can I get a T-shirt? Like, you know, it's a cute T-shirt. How can I get one?" I'm like, "Oh, well, my husband just made them for me." And then I had mentioned that, you know, years ago we actually did do a Sunny Bunny Gardens, like a very small but apparel line with my husband's, you know, designs, because he's an artist. He's a graphic artist. And so he had made some really beautiful graphics that we put on several different pieces of apparel, you know, from t-shirts to, you know, 3/4 sleeve. I had, you know, super cute, not a hoodie, a sweatshirt, you know, an off-the-shoulder sweatshirt, like just some super cute stuff. And with these really beautiful graphics that he did. I was still really fairly new with my business, and I'll be honest, it was a complete failure. I really didn't sell much of it, and I was really bummed because we thought, you know, loved them, beautiful, whatever. And so I ended up stopping and ended up, you know, giving away and donating most of whatever I didn't sell. I mean, we tried it for well over a year. But then when we started talking about it on the live the other night, and several people were kind of like interested, and I'm like, I have a bigger audience. I have, you know, a bigger clientele now, that maybe it would be a good thing for me to try to bring it back. So I had said that I would talk to my husband about it, because obviously he would need to go through all the artwork and maybe freshen it up or whatever. And so we decided, so we had a meeting on it this past Tuesday, and we did decide to go ahead and do it. So I wasn't going to say anything until, you know, at least I got something going with it. But since it was just brought up, I will let you know that that is something that's going to be down the road. And we're going to work on it really soon to get that going. And hopefully before fall, so I could still do some t-shirts and maybe some tanks. But I'm sure I'll definitely do some stuff for fall and winter too. So kind of just, you know, that'll be something coming soon. So for some Sunny Bunny Gardens apparel. And we're also thinking, like, you know, like the little cute patches and stuff, you know, that you could put on your clothes or your, you know, bags and this and that. We're thinking about tote bags. So that kind of stuff. So yes, if you're ready, I'm going to take your money. Okay, great. You love seeing me with my hair down? Oh, okay, great. I can't do that though on Saturdays, because I just don't want my hair getting into freshly cut soap. I definitely obviously can't wear my hair down when I'm making the soap, and I don't like to wear it down when I'm cutting and stamping and that kind of stuff. But when I'm fulfilling orders and things like that, wearing it down, and it was kind of I was, you know, something different, you know, to do, right? So I can kind of look different. And I always kind of joke and say sometimes when my hair is back, I always think I look like a librarian, especially if I'm wearing my glasses. I don't know. I just feel like I have a librarian look. I don't know why. So a librarian from like 1985. I don't know, or 83. I just feel like I have like that look or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's so funny how we think weird things about ourselves, right? It depends on what you cat. Oh, your husband's a Taurus. See, I'm really bad. I don't know much about astrological signs except for like my own. Well, and a little bit of my husband. And my husband he's a Pisces, and I do, if I remember right, the majority of what they say about Pisces, my husband is like they're the creative ones. He's very creative. They're more like calm and like think things out and don't like overreact. That's him. There's another trait of Pisces that I was like, oh, that's totally him too, and I can't remember what it is but just more kind of like more of a mellow type of person. But even though I would never call my husband like a mellow person, but the way he thinks is more mellow. He's like, something will happen and I'll be like, oh my God, that, and he'll be like, calm down, let's think this out, let's that type of thing. So he grounds me when I need to be grounded, which is very helpful. But you know what I heard? My sister told me this, and my sister was way into astrology and stuff back in the 80s. And like really into it, like doing like full on charts. Like she would, I guess, do, like sign charts and I don't know. It was like, oh my God, when she told me this last year when we got together, I was like, I had no idea you were that much into it, girl. Oh my God. And so then she's like, okay, so you're an Aries. I know you're an Aries. What is Lewis? And so I told her, and she goes, oh. And I'm like, well, what? I mean, because she's just like, oh, okay, that's nice. And she kind of starts getting like kind of quiet. And I'm like, right now I'm cutting the orchard peach soap. So, so she starts getting almost like, not quiet, because my sister's never quiet. If you think I'm like, she's like, like that. And I'm like going like, seriously, what are you tripping on? Like, what you're not wanting to tell me something. I could totally tell. So she's like, well, let me just put it this way, Aries, you guys are fire. You're the fire sign, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. She says, yeah, you're strong. You're strong-willed. You're bossy. You're controlling, and you're just you're fire. You're always like this. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And she's like, Pisces, they're water. They're calm. They're water. She says, and fire and water don't mix. And I'm just like, well, that fucking sucks. Because I'm like, okay, but let's put this in perspective though. I've known the man since I was 14 years old. I mean, we consider each other like soulmates. It was one of those things to where when we met, and we were just friends, because I was, not to go into a long story of me. Well, fuck it. I guess that's all I talk about is me. So I didn't date him until, I was 19, but we like just clicked. We clicked. We clicked like, I don't know how to describe it. And so the fact that, it took us 5 years to start dating, he was like my best friend. He was like my best guy friend, right? For 5 years before we started dating. And, we started dating at 19, and I got married at what? How old was I? 24? I think I was 24 when we got married. And we're still together now. So I guess I look at it and go, yeah, maybe it is fire and water, and maybe technically, according to the signs, we shouldn't be together. But yeah, I don't think that those signs always are true, because we, definitely have our differences in personalities and all kinds of stuff, right? We're human. But there's definitely something there that works. Because how long have we been married? I forget how many years. I have to literally like pull out the calculator because I'm like, okay, 19 to, so we've been together for what, 30 years? 30 years. Well, you're not together with somebody for 30 years if there isn't something good going on. And it isn't like we had kids, so we're not staying together for kids or anything, so we didn't have freaking kids. If we had kids, we probably wouldn't still be together. We would not probably raise kids the same way at all. He would be so lenient, and I would be so strict. But, so I think astrology is fun, but obviously it's not, to me, something that can completely predict anything. Where are we at? We're at 7,000 likes, you guys. Throw me some love. Throw me some love, please. And we'll talk about soap. We don't need to make it all about me, right? Well, this is a good song, though. I like this song. This is one of those songs that you can't help but go out onto the dance floor when it comes up, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of us girls that, we don't know how to dance. I mean, come on, seriously. I don't know how to dance. But, you have a few cocktails and this song comes on and you just think you're the best, hottest dancer out there, right? You totally do. I'm totally one of those people. You get a couple cocktails in me and I'll be out on that dance floor just making a complete ass out of myself. Oh my God, because you're just like, oh yeah, I'm the best. What was it? What show was it? Okay, you know that show Breaking Bad? Okay, so the bald dude, that actor, what was the sitcom that he was on before Breaking Bad? I don't remember. Was it Malcolm in the Middle or something like that? Something like that. So, and then I remember watching one of those episodes where the mom was taking ballroom dancing classes, and so every scene that she was, in this, dance studio, learning how to ballroom dance. I mean, she was just so elegant, and I mean, you were just like, oh damn, she can dance, like, ballroom dancing. She's like a beautiful dancer. And wow, how amazing is that? So then she had like a recital, right? And so then the recital, the family was filming it because, of course she's going home and saying, oh my God, I am so good. I love this. Everybody tells me how wonderful I am, blah, blah, blah. And so they go and they videotape it, and then she watches it and she's like, and then you see her, she looks like a fool. It was just all in her head. She just really thought she was so elegant and so amazing and just like this beautiful dancer. I think that's how most of us chicks are on the dance floor after a couple of cocktails. We think we look like beautiful ballroom dancers, but we know really we aren't. And if it was videotaped, we would be shamed. So that's what I am. I love dancing, but I know I can't dance. But as long as I guess we know it and we're just out there having some fun. In fact, I remember there's been way too many weddings on my husband's side that we've gone to over the years. Thankfully, I think everybody's pretty much married now. So many, and like the majority of his side of the family are boring. Sorry, you guys, boring as. So I'm not. And neither is my husband. So, you give us a couple cocktails and we're both out on the dance floor. And you think I can't dance? I totally can't dance either. But we're still out there having fun, man. If it wasn't for us, nobody would be dancing at those weddings. You know how many times, we actually get thanked afterwards. Thank you so much for, getting people up and dancing, or they'd all just be freaking sitting there doing nothing. I'm like, this is a wedding, you guys. Come on, let's dance. Let's get out there. Let's be crazy. Let's be crazy. Let's be crazy out there. And that's what we do. Well, they don't. So, but I'm glad that he'll get out there and he'll be all crazy and have fun with me. And he dances down. To where half the time I'm just standing there laughing at him. But he loves it. He loves it. It's fun. All right, that's the last of the peach, you guys. That is the last of the peach. So let me just clean this off a little bit, and let me get this out of my way. So I got lots of salt in there. I'm gonna, oh, lots of mess. Let me clean this up a bit and move these down. And then we'll start, should we start the sandalwood next or the hempanella? Let me know. Tell me what you want to see next. I'm just trying to clean this up so I don't get this stuff in the other bars. Or at least try my best. Okay. All right. And I, as usual, always block myself in, so I need to move this stuff down a bit. Oh. Okay, give me just a second and I'll be back on. Let me know what you guys want to see. Looks like hemp. All right, cool. That's actually what's right in front of me, so that works. We'll do hemp. All right, I got more cleaning to do. Hold on. Okay. Alrighty, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do the hemp next. And so the hemp and aloe is just like what I said. It's made with hemp oil and aloe vera juice. This is my only unscented bar. So I always recommend this bar to anybody that has really sensitive skin or basically doesn't want scent. And some people, you know, that have really sensitive skin, they can't handle like any essential oils or any fragrance oils. And I wanted to be able to offer something for those people. So that's why I made this, you know, put this one in my line, was just to offer, to have something like that to offer to people. So it's a very simple bar. It actually, it is unscented, but it does have a bit of a grassy scent. And I really like it because it just, if you've ever smelled hemp oil, that's the scent you get with it is, I don't know why I'm doing this right now, it just feels good. But it's just a real simple bar that I have. This is the most simple bar I do. And I color it with French green clay, so it's really cleansing. It's very cleansing, but not over exfoliating or anything like that. So it really is good for anyone with sensitive skin. So, and like I said, I only did 4 of the hemps. Jeez. Now, since I've gotten some new molds, at least it seems like I'm able to push them out a little bit better. Because if any of you were, thank you, if any of you were on my original very beginning lives, man, there's sometimes I could barely get the silicone mold out of the wood box. So I replaced some of those boxes with some new ones because I was just struggling with them. And either that or I'm just getting stronger, but I doubt that's what it is. That's, you know, I doubt it. Where are we at? 7,000 likes, you guys. 7,000. It's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so thankful. So thankful for that. I really, sorry. I really need to get some more coffee. I'm like, give me just a second, like 10 seconds, be right back. Just, I need a coffee. So I'm at 9.5. You're kidding. On my end, it says 7.1. Oh my God, that's crazy. You like the real soft, smooth top? Yeah, see, I have it. I like the fancier tops too. That's just kind of how I am. But yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like sometimes just having kind of that very simple look is calming, and so and that's why I did it this way, because I'm looking at it going, this is like a calming bar. It's just supposed to, be for sensitive skin, to calm your skin. There's nothing overpowering about it, so it kind of wouldn't make sense to do like any kind of elaborate top. So I just wanted it to be nice and simple and calming. So I guess that's a good way to describe it, I guess. It has to refresh. Okay, well, I'm just super excited to see that I'm at almost 10,000. Yay! That's just super exciting. I mean, how fun is that? Oh, I still have one more. Okay, one more of the hemp. Listening to Madonna, I was a big Madonna fan when I was a kid, and well, I still am. And I remember when she came out with this album, the True Blue album. I don't know if you're a Madonna fan, you know what I'm talking about. I was so, I know this is so stupid. I was so mad at her. I was so mad at her for changing her look and looking so, to me, I was like, you look so boring. There's nothing, original about this look that you're doing on this True Blue album and on her videos and stuff. And so I blamed Sean Penn. I was like, it's because you married Sean Penn, so it must be his fault of why, she didn't have like the hair and all the, I just loved that whole, that whole slutty look. I loved it. I was into that look too. And so when she then got all like clean cut, not a lot of makeup and the shorter hair and this and that, and I was just so disappointed. But then of course, then she started getting slutty again. So that's, I love that she got slutty again. Cause I like it. Yeah, this is the 80s. It was all about, sorry, I've got one hair that keeps going in my eye. One hair. I'm not supposed to have any hair coming out right now. Okay, 10K, next goal 15. All right. Let's do it. We can do it. Come on, you guys. Give me some hearts. Give me some love. We can do it. We'll get there. So this is a nice smooth pour, which is nice. There's so again, this is just very simple, very simple bar. Just smells like hemp, so it's unscented, if that makes sense. The one thing, I am surprised to see that there was a bit of bubbles in it. I could see from my wire. That's probably the only thing that sucks, that I still cannot completely get rid of, even with my new immersion blender, which does not create bubbles, or at least not as many as my old one did in the batter. But wire is, especially wire cutters, you can sometimes, I don't know, you probably can't see, you probably can get it at an angle. If you can see, you can see almost like a little bit of tiny little bumps. And that's just the little air bubbles that when the wire goes through it, you see it like that. But, whatever. If you know me by now, I try not to be overcritical of anything that isn't perfect with my soap making, because it's handmade, so it's not going to be perfect. And it isn't. Never is. I just look at it and go, as long as it does its job well, that's what matters. If there's some air bubbles or drag or whatever. So this one, I should have said, so this one, you can totally cut it either way. You can totally cut it flat or on its side. So I know that one I did it on its side just out of habit, because usually I always have botanicals, but I'll go ahead and cut it on its bottom now and see. So you can see it going that way too. There we go. Yeah, so again, when it's this way, you can cut either way. I don't have to worry about drag on these. There's no toppers on them. So is anybody doing anything this weekend? I'm thinking that we're supposed to barbecue tomorrow, but with my husband not feeling well, that may not happen. We were supposed to barbecue. What were we gonna do? We were gonna do, we were gonna do some Beyond brats. Oh my God, you guys. If you know, well, like I said, I'm vegan, so we obviously, the only meat we eat is vegan meat. And the brand Beyond, man, they make some damn good products. And they have a brat that I swear you cannot tell the difference. And I know that the sound of the cutter, I know it is. It's kind of hypnotizing. Is amazing. So I was like, oh, let's do brats, and I'll, throw some sauerkraut on them and mustard, and let's do that, and then maybe we'll do corn on the cob or something like that. But now that he's not feeling well, that may not happen. So I don't know. God knows if he isn't well enough to cook, then we'll probably just be ordering out, because I'm not gonna cook. I swear, now it seems like the only time or the only thing I ever cook is vegan mac and cheese. Now, I will say, I make a damn good vegan mac and cheese. And I'm talking from the box, you guys. I'm not even talking handmade. I can make a box of vegan mac and cheese, make it into a meal, and it's pretty good. But that doesn't happen very often. I only do that when I absolutely have to. So is anybody doing anything fun this weekend? Maybe give me some ideas. Because Sundays are pretty much my only day off. So I either do it and literally just do nothing just to really recoup from working 6 days. Or, that's the day that maybe we'll go to Old Town or something, go have lunch, take Daisy to the dog park, that kind of stuff. We were planning on going to go see my mom today after my live, go visit her. We were going to take Daisy to go see Grandma, but she's not feeling too good, so she had asked for us to come another time. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Taking your son to the water park. Yay, that sounds like fun. Oh, it's a nice way to keep cool, I bet, right? You have to go. Okay, well, thank you so much. It's Marlene, right? Marlene, thank you so much for coming on. You have a great rest of your day. Um, yeah, water parks. We, I've been to Raging Waters out here in California only a couple times because it's not close by or anything. Um, and that was fun. I went as a teenager. That was so much fun. Garden work, so you can fit a pool in. Oh, you're getting a new pool? Oh, wow, wow, nice. Nice. Yeah, it's too hot to garden for me, anyways, right now. It's way too hot. Nope. Uh, if I have to do anything out in the garden, it has to either be, last night at 10 o'clock, I'm sorry, it was 10:30. It was still 80 degrees. It was miserable last night. It sucked. Um, but most of the gardening at this time of year, I won't be doing. I don't do too much. It's just too hot. Even in the evenings or in the early morning. I mean, I swear, by 9 o'clock or even 8 o'clock in the morning, it's usually 80. So I can't handle the heat. So I try to get everything, like kind of like any of the bigger projects or plantings that I need to do before July. But I do need to. I haven't planted any pumpkins yet, and I should have done that like 2 weeks ago. And I thought that I had pumpkin seeds, but I checked and I gave them away and didn't realize that I gave them all away because I had given a bunch of away over to the ranch and didn't realize I gave them all. So I had to go buy some. Just a cheap one. Okay, yeah, we actually got one of those plastic baby pools for Daisy. She won't like go in it, like to lay in it or play in it, like that's what we were hoping for. But she does love to step in it, walk through it, drink from it, and she also loves to throw her toys in it and then take them out and then be all wet and play with them and everything, all wet. But at least it's a way for her to keep cool while we are outside. As well as for me, I'll just sit there and stick my feet in it because my feet get really, really super hot in the heat or get super cold in the cold. I don't know what it is, my hands and feet. I obviously don't have great circulation in them. And so I'll just sit there and throw my feet in there just to cool them off. Oh yeah, but you're at a community. Oh, right on. Yeah. If I didn't have my own garden, I don't know what I would do. I love gardening. We have a big garden, so I absolutely love it. Even though I have had to lower my how much I can garden because of my back, but I am so, oh my God, I am so hopeful that back surgery is going to make these things not be so hard on me. Obviously that's the plan, right? Is to back surgery, make it to where I can do things that I want to do. But it really didn't hit me. It didn't really hit me until just yesterday. Yesterday evening, as I'm literally lying on my bed with my heating pad after working in the shop all day yesterday. And thinking to myself, wow, I almost can't imagine what it's going to be like to not have to do what I'm doing right now. To not have to be in this much pain, from working on my feet all day, to be able to garden or even shaving my legs. Like this morning, it's just like, just that simple little bend to shave my legs, and where it's like I can't always get all the way down there because it freaking hurts. And I'm like, I almost can't imagine what it's going to be like to be able to do all those things without feeling pain. So because I've had it for so long, progressively worse, probably this last 10 years, but I've had back pain since I was 13. So it's like, I almost can't even fathom what that's going to be like. Can you make some pancakes? No. Do you mean like, am I capable of making pancakes? Yes, I can make vegan pancakes with a mix. But no, I'm making this is soap. I'm not sure where you're going at with pancakes. Okay, you guys. So I finished cutting the. Oh, look at all the things that you grow. Tomatoes, zucchini, yes, nice. Yeah, I've got tomatoes, zucchini growing. I've got beans growing, cucumbers, chilies. Even though a rat ate one of our chili plants all the way down, ate the whole freaking thing, old bastard. What else do I have? Oh, watermelon. What else? Beets. Even though the damn rat ate the tops of those too. I've got some kale out there, so I've got a little bit of all kinds of things growing. Not too much that I'm harvesting yet, but at least it's something. You're so funny. I really don't know why someone wants me to make pancakes. Okay, so I'm unmolding the sandalwood now, you guys. And so this one, see, you can't see the top. You can't see anything because I have an impression mat over the top, and I also have an impression mat along the side, right? So I put impression mats along the sides on the sandalwood. So let's open this baby up and see how it came out. And I do have to use tape, obviously, to tape the impression mold onto the inside of the silicone mold. So let's get the tape off. It's a bit messy. It doesn't, it's not like a perfect system, but the end product looks pretty damn cool. At least I think so. When you get it unmolded. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, there we go. So you can see that the inside impression mat's kind of sticking like there, and unfortunately the batter will sometimes kind of seep up a bit. So that's what I mean by it's a little sticky or a little messy. So I'll pull off this impression mat, and I hate that I do lose out on some of this batter, but it is what it is. And I'll pull the other side off. And I'll pull the top off so you can see it. I just want to take some of this off. Okay, so let me see, I'm gonna pull it off this side. Fly, fly, go away. You are completely unwanted, you little. Okay, so let's see, so we'll pull this off. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up. Oh. So there we go. So can you see that it has a wood grain? So the impression mat is a wood grain on then the sides and the top. And then this is a 4-color swirl pour. So this is my most, I would say probably my most kind of complicated bar that I do with doing a 4-color swirl. It totally hasn't updated. I don't know why it's not telling me. Because my thing says that we're at 8,500 likes, but I know that somebody said it was at 9,500 likes before. So I don't know why it's not updating. Hey Nicole, are you taking off? All right, well thank you so much, girl, for coming on. I'll be back on Thursday night for the nighttime live, where there might be some drinking involved with the disco. So hope to see you then. All right, so let's get this one out. This sandalwood is a little softer than the other bars, so it's a little stickier. I probably could have waited until tomorrow to unmold this, but Soapy Saturday is Saturday, so I'll just have to be real careful with this that I don't get any finger indentions or anything on it. just getting this off. It's a little bit less for me to have to wash if I take all this little soap off. All right. That looks pretty cool, you guys. You see it? Pretty cool, pretty damn cool. I'm digging it. But like I said, I can only do 4 at a time with this one. So only 4 loaves. I may make another 4 next week, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what I have on my agenda for next week. I don't always think that far ahead. Not all the time. I know I should. My husband gets on me about that. Okay. Good song, good song. I'm totally still a Madonna fan. I know people are like giving her shit lately, but I still think she's the queen of pop. Totally. The fact that she can even still get out there, look as good as she does, and she's like, how old is she now? Is she like pushing 70 or 60? I mean, it's just like, oh my God. You know what? Anybody that's putting her down or anything, it's like, oh, I'd love to see you out there at that age, looking that good, still out there shaking your booty. So I still give her tons of credit. Oh. So cool. So neato. It's neato. It is neato. Okay. One more. So let me ask you guys. There's a few of you on here, not too many. Is there anything else that you guys, besides making, that's the only thing I know, because I know that that's going to be the answer to my question. Is there anything else that you think that you would be interested in me doing lives on? You know, and I know that's, oh, well then you making. I just don't know how yet to do that because of how long it would take. So, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, when on my making days, I'm out here for a minimum of 6 hours. So I don't think that that's feasible to, because I don't, like if I did molds that were like, I'm only doing 1 or 2 or something like that, but I don't. So to say I'm going to do a live for 6 hours, and in that 6 hours, you know, I got to take a break here and there, rest my back, have my lunch, you know, that kind of stuff. But is there anything else? I'm just curious. You know, so if I do soapy Saturdays with the soap cutting and soap stamping, and Thursdays I do, you know, like order fulfillment. And then, you know, like this past Thursday I did, I needed to make more soap samples, so you know I cut and labeled and packaged soap samples and stuff. But I'm just like kind of trying to think of other things that people might find, you know, fun to you know, and engaging. But let me know if there's anything or any ideas that you have, because I'm, you know, totally curious and want to make it fun for, you know, viewers and my social media friends and stuff, to make it fun for you and not, I don't know if it's gonna just be like, oh God, she's doing that again, boring. I don't know, because it's been like what, I think this is my 3rd month doing it, something close to it. So let me know, you guys. I'd love to know if you guys have any ideas or anything that you'd want to see. I don't know. Oh, fly. Go away. Fly, go away. I think I want to bite. I think I want to bite. I got it covered up so you, this disgusting little creature doesn't touch it. Ah. Mm. Mm. Oh. How do I explain how good that is? It makes me so happy. To find a place that really makes a good vegan donut, because I've had other vegan donuts that are like, oh, they're okay. Yeah, yeah. You know, you're kind of like that. Yeah, yeah. I guess if I have to, I'll eat it. But these, oh man. It's like they put crack in them or something, because they're fucking addicting. It's like our crack donuts, you know? All right. Let's get these babies cut. Okay, so these, again, like I was talking before, because I don't have any botanicals on the top, I'm gonna go ahead and, actually I need to cut it the other way. I'll just cut it straight down from the top, not the side. I don't need to on the side for this one either. Yeah, these are soft. Let's see how it came out inside. So, lots of woodsy colors for the sandalwood. So this is a 4-color pour. And I use, let's see, I use cocoa powder for the brown and activated charcoal for kind of like that black or dark, dark color. Then I use white kale and clay and cocoa powder for the light tan color. And then I use French red clay for kind of that, I don't want to say orange, but it's kind of like a burnt orange color. So those are the natural ingredients that I use to achieve these colors. And then with sandalwood fragrance oil, it's very, very masculine. I probably shouldn't say that because I know a lot of women like sandalwood, but to me, I guess I just do still think of it as a masculine scent. But it's very sandalwoody, if that makes sense. It's very sandalwoody. And this bar has gone through several transitions of the look of it. And now I think I've finally gotten the look that I really like, so I'm sure I won't be, changing this up ever now, because I'm pretty happy with how these come out. The look of them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, these are definitely a bit softer, so my hands are getting. Why I like wearing gloves, but with this heat. If you weren't here earlier, I couldn't get my gloves on because my hands swell in the heat, and they just like I was busting the glove trying to get it on. My hands and my feet swell in the heat. Isn't that just this just sounds so sexy, right? Yeah. To where my feet look like little piggy feet and my little piggy toes. That's why I say, oh, it's definitely hot out. My toes look like little, the little piggies, little piggy toes. I really love Fleetwood Mac, but this is one of my least favorite songs. Sorry. And I love Fleetwood Mac, so I almost hate saying that. But I don't know why. I don't really care for this song that much. I don't know if it's because of, what's her name? I forgot what her name is. I know her first name, I think, is Christine, but I don't know if it's just her singing that I don't care for her singing as much as Stevie Nicks. Christine McVie? No, that's not her name. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Who cares, Christine? Just keep working. Keep working. I got to make sure I keep working, because if I continue to blab too much, I end up not getting the work done. Like that one live I did, where I didn't get all my work done because I was talking so much. And then it got so late that I finally just had to say, I'm tired. I got to go to bed. Okay, but you guys are getting awful quiet on me now. We got to talk about something. Let's talk about something. Does anybody have any questions that you're just burning to ask me? You're like, oh my God, I've been wanting to ask you this for so long. Let me know. So I've got the one loaf left. Then I have to move the cameras around so that I can then do the stamping. But I have to move the cameras to do that. So let me know if you have any questions. Because, like, seriously, people are going to just start getting bored to tears just watching me just do this, right? Hello, all those waves. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry I'm neglecting that. I apologize. Thank you for joining, and thank you for all the likes. I know that I'm not sure where our likes are, because I keep saying the same number, but yet people are saying that it's a different number. So the new goal, well, the original goal was 5,000, then we bumped that up. So I would love for 20. Yes, what is in that jar on the shelf behind you? This jar? Or a glass jar? What? I have been wondering for so many lives now. The shelf, so do you mean, hold on. Well, I've got 2 jars, but do you mean this? This is just decoration? Is this what you mean? This is just a old canning jar. I got this at an antique shop. It's just an old canning jar that someone put like this really cute, like antique looking wire around it. And then I filled it with pine cones. And then I had found like this really cute, what do you call this? Gingham fabric swatches at an antique shop that I have no use for at all. I don't sew, I don't do anything. But when I saw them all like in a basket, I was like, oh my God, these are so freaking cute. I just need to buy them. I didn't know what I would ever use them for. And then I was like, okay, well, boom, 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 boom. So so if that's what you mean, Line, if this was your question, that's what this is. Actually, let me put him back into kind of look in a cute way again there. So it's just a little decoration. Love the colors and more. Yeah, right. It's just super cute. And it's very fall. I know this is like super fall looking. I don't care. I keep it up year round because I love it. Hopefully then it's even saved like the previous, it did. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'll get any of the people that were on before back. We'll see. Please work for me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so TikTok, you guys, Lewis's phone overheated and turned off. So I've got you guys back on. Hopefully we'll get a few more of the same people back. Thanks for the hearts, you guys, for it's easier to handle than 200 loaves of soap. What the oh, I need my coffee over here. Hold on. Let me just bring all my stuff over there. And I should drink some water too. It's so hot that I should try to stay hydrated. So let me bring. What is that? I don't know. I'm just gonna drink it. I need to stay hydrated too. Hi, Ms. Freckles. You look familiar. Your little cute kitty face looks familiar. I wonder if I've seen you before. Obviously I have a thing for cats. So, are you guys back? I'm sorry that my live cut out on TikTok. The phone overheated. So, what can I do? I think I'm gonna have to go get another phone to combat this problem of either running out of juice or overheating while I'm live. It's ridiculous. Okay. So let me go grab a tray. And we're going to stamp all the soap that I just cut. Let me just kind of clear my workspace a little bit. All right. So for any of you that are new to soap making or don't know anything about, what the hell I'm doing, I'm going to be cutting, I already cut the soap, but after I stamp it, it needs to go onto a tray. And okay, just go away. Just go away. Sorry, I'm just getting some stupid notifications. And I'm then going to be putting them on a tray so that the soap can cure. And I cure my soaps for 4 weeks. So I'm just going to slide this down a bit. And let's see. What do I want to start with? I think I'll start with these because those are going to make a mess. So I'll start with the sandalwood. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start with the sandalwood. So I'm just going to place them out. 5, 6, 1, 2. Totally messed that up. I need to do some cleanup on this bar. Hold on. I need to do some cleanup on this bar. Unfortunately, the impression mats, that I put on the sides, sometime will kind of make like a little lip. And so I just kind of cut it off a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. That looks fine now. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the impression mats are great. Are they perfect? No. Because I have to cut them like to fit the mold and everything. So it isn't like a perfect thing. But you guys know what by now? You know that I don't expect perfection with something that's handmade. Oh my goodness, I lost so many TikTok viewers because of that. What a bummer. What a bummer. Hopefully they'll come back. Hopefully they'll come back. That's very frustrating. But I still have you guys on Instagram. So I'm going to stamp now, and because this is a men's bar, I use my men's logo stamp, which I see needs to be cleared out just a little bit of some soap from last time. Okay. I always spray my stamp with a little bit of alcohol, and all that does is help with the stamp sticking in the soap, and especially because this batch is a little soft today. I could have actually waited probably another day, but like I said, I cut on Saturdays, so I'll definitely be needing, you know, the alcohol. So sorry for the noise, but just, you know, can't do anything about it. And this is kind of an extra step that I know it adds more time to the cost of my bar, but I think it's worth it because I really love the look of having our branding directly on the bar. And what's kind of cool is the stamp does go deep enough that the impression will last quite a bit on the bar until it starts to obviously get, you know, used up and kind of goes away, you know. Actually not sticking too bad. I thought it would stick more than what it is, so that's good. Oh wait, I was supposed to change the playlist, wasn't I, for this part, for stage 2 of my live. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you still enjoying the 80s tunes, or do you want me to change it? We were going to change it to blues to hear more like ZZ Top and stuff. It's whatever you guys want. Let me know. So here it is stamped, if you can see it. So this is the men's logo. So it is just more of a masculine logo than the ladies logo. Nobody cares that I'm just going to keep the playlist as it is. I will stick to what I'm doing then. Nobody cares. But then can you even hear it now? Let's have some blues. Oh, you want some? Okay, cool. Give me just a second, I'll do it right now. Okay. All right. Just have to deal with a commercial. Sorry. All right. Now, ZZ Top isn't going to be the only band, obviously, to play on this playlist. But if you like blues, I really do like the combination. Even though I don't know why the Doors just popped up. I like the Doors though, but I don't know why it's popping up on this on this station. That's weird. Oh well, what can you do? Pandora just sometimes gets a little weird. Okay, so now I am placing the bars on the tray, and I'm going to make sure that there's at least about a 1/4 inch between each bar so that we get really good air circulation going around the entire bar, and that's going to help the cure process, which basically means that the water that's in the bar is going to start evaporating out and then becoming a really nice hard bar. The harder the bar, the better and the longer lasting the bar is going to give you.
So like you literally could use the bar now, right? You could use soap the next day, or at least maybe 2 days, because they say technically, you know, the whole chemical process of the lye and oils, that the lye within 48 hours is completely processed into the soap and is no longer in the soap. So after 48 hours, you literally could start using the soap, but it's still super soft because it still has a high water content. And the higher the water content, it's going to start mushing and not lasting very long. So that's why you want to cure the soap. You want it to sit out, preferably in a dry environment. The drier the better, which is great for here in Southern California because it's super dry here. We don't have a humidity problem. But then during the cure process, the water is getting sucked out. And then, so this is now fairly soft. And then after 4 weeks, your soap will have possibly shrunk a little bit because the water has evaporated out. But now you're going to have a super hard bar, and that's, you know, that hard bar is now going to last you a long time, as opposed to a freshly cut bar that's probably going to last you like a week or something, and if you're lucky, because it's just going to start disintegrating in your hand. So that's why we have to wait for that cure time before we can, you know, give it to you. So that's another reason why us soapers, we have to keep replenishing and making sure that our cure racks are full and always have something up, because we have that time that we have to wait for it to cure. We can't just make something and sell it. You have to make something, put it aside for a while, and can't sell it until later. So just as a soaper, it's important that you start to figure out how often you need to restock your soaps so that you always have it available in your inventory. And that can be a hard thing to figure out. And it's, you know, there's not always, at least in my opinion, a great formula for that, because some things may be selling quicker than others depending on the time of year or whatever. So that's going to be different for everybody. So you can probably see that I have, you know, about a 1/4 inch or so between all the bars. And I'm then just going to line them all up.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning midnight oil. When your heart fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you, and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call clickgrainger.com or just
And if you are a little OCD like I am,
ones who get it done.
it always is so satisfying to see this all like lined up like perfectly. I like my rows to be all lined up perfectly. It drives me crazy when I see like soap shelves and they're not like all like that. It drives me nuts.
Brought to you by Hyundai. It's your journey.
And sometimes it's really hard to keep them that way too, especially when you're pulling and you're pulling from inventory, and sometimes the stacks will topple over. God, which is a pain in the ass. All right, so let me get more of these. I think what I'm also going to do, ooh, this is a good song. I am going to actually just move the tray over so I can, I usually, once I'm done stamping, I always just then automatically put the tray up on my cure rack. But I want to do a little bit of photography after my live, so I think I'm just going to move them over out of the way. I haven't done any tray photography in a while, and I need to. Just for some different, or some more content, you know, because God knows it's impossible to have a business anymore without creating constant daily content, and it is it can be difficult to always think of something to do and to post about. And so I am trying to change my thinking process of not assuming that everything I do is boring to people, because to me it's like, I'm like, well, why would anybody care? Why would anybody care about this, or why would they be interested in this? I have started really trying hard to not think that anymore, and just go, there might be somebody that is interested to learn this or see it. So I need to do some other photography. Long story short, I know I'm so long-winded.